The ability to differentiate the deep rotators from the outer glutes is essential in a lot of foot and ankle rehab. And I really like using this kneeling heel squeeze to help dancers, especially if they tend to overuse the front of the hip. We start leaning forward with the elbows on a chair and a yoga block vertically between the heels. Thinking of gently rotating the thigh bone in the socket, creating a little heel squeeze to get some tension on the yoga block. We want to think of wrapping the thigh bone without changing the position too much. Use the dancer's own fingers to feel for glute med to make sure that that's not gripping. A lot of dancers tend to overdo turnout from these upper glutes. Also take care with the positioning of the spine. Some people, as they think of activating turnout, tend to flatten out the lumbar spine. Others in this position may sink into a full extension. So make sure that we maintain a lumbar neutral, float through the back of the ribs, get a nice deep rotation, and remain soft at the front of the hip. Start off in this level of hip flexion. Then as the dancer becomes more proficient in finding this, we can start bringing ourselves back up towards neutral. So reducing the amount of hip flexion, still focusing on a very gentle wrap, very gentle heel squeeze, aiming to find a gentle activation of standing leg turnout without too much gripping in other areas around the hip. Then coming up almost to vertical, and finally coming up to being fully stacked, making sure to breathe into the back of the ribs, gently collected through deep center, a slight rotation of the thigh bone, making sure that we have an awareness of how to isolate deep rotators in this position. Make sure that the dancer doesn't go too far by gripping with the glutes, tucking the pelvis, and going into a posterior tilt.